Hey guys, it's Jasmine and I am back with my nursing Q&A. I know you guys have been waiting for this video. I have finally gotten time to record it. So you guys asked me some questions in one of my previous nursing videos. I can't even remember which one it was, and I just put all of them in my phone and I am just going to answer your questions. And if you have any other questions that I do not cover in this video, make sure to leave it below in the comment box. And I will do probably like a part 2 if you guys want. So let's just get into these questions. So the first question says, is your job okay with tattoos? I'm looking into nursing. I believe she says she's looking into going to nursing. So they're cool with tattoos. Tattoos are not really a big issue these days because I think they're more common. As long as it's nothing that's like vulgar or like naked ladies on your arm or curse words or something like that, then I don't think it's an issue. And as long as you know you don't have like tattoos on your face, then I mean it's fine. But yeah, my job has no issues with any of my tattoos. Jazz, do you have more in-depth videos on nursing school, like prerequisite classes, getting to actual programs? My husband just gave me his GI Bill, so I got the money for school, but now I'm scared and I feel like I can't do it. Monty, you can do it, girl. I know you. You can do it. And that is so awesome that he gave you his GI Bill. I think that's great. And no, I don't have a video on my prereqs, but I will definitely make a video on that. It all just depends on what school you go to. I switch schools a lot, so all of my prereqs kind of change, but majority of them are kind of the same. So I'll do a video strictly for what classes you need to kind of focus on and make sure you have prior to getting into nursing school. So that'll probably be my next video. This question says, can you do a video on how you stayed motivated before you got into nursing school? I'm a pre-marrying major with the application process beginning. Oh, I think that's supposed to say pre-nursing. Okay, let's try this again. Can you do a video on how you stayed motivated before you got into nursing school? I'm a pre-nursing major with the application process beginning in the spring. I'm losing my drive. Girl, no, I don't have a video on how I stay motivated because I almost wasn't motivated. I applied only once, but I applied to 2 different schools. I applied to Baptist, which is the school that I got into, and then I also applied to San Antonio College. I got into there as well, but I just didn't know that I was accepted before I took the, I accepted to go to school at Baptist, and it was a lot cheaper. It was more structure, but I was very frustrated. I was frustrated with the TEAS process. I was frustrated just waiting. So I was kind of like, if I didn't get into nursing school, I was just going to go to school to do hair and makeup. And yeah, I was kind of not really motivated. I was like, this is going to be my one try. If I get in, I get in. And if I don't, I don't. I'm just going to move on. So I'm probably not the person to talk to as far as motivation. But I would just say, keep trying. I don't know. Yeah, my motivation was not there. And so the next question said, did you go to a community college or a nursing school? I am having a hard time deciding. So I went to a private, it's not really a community college, but I went to a private nursing school. So it's called Baptist School of Health Professions, which is a derivative of the hospital that I work with. So the hospital that I work for, they have their own school, and you don't have to work there to get into the school, but if you go to school there, you have a better chance of working for the hospital. Hope that makes sense. So I had the choice of going there or going to a community college. The community college was definitely cheaper, but it was just not as structured as the school that I went to, and I decided to do 2 years instead of 4. Just because my husband's military, we're not established in one place for a very long period of time. So I just kind of have to jump into something and make sure that I can get done with it really quick. And that just is what worked for my family. So you just got to kind of decide what works for you. You also have to decide how much debt you are comfortable with. If you want to do the 2-year route and you're trying to choose between a private nursing school or a community college, and you want to go the cheaper route, a community college is definitely going to be cheaper than going to a private school. Just if you do go to a private school, make sure that it is accredited and that all your classes will transfer once you go for your bachelor's. This one says, do you work with adults or PD? I worked in the NICU and I'm in school to become a nurse practitioner. What are your goals for the future, and what do you charge, or do you want to charge? Okay, let's do this one question at a time. So her first question says, do you work with adults or PDs? I work with adults. I do not like to deal with pediatrics unless they are special needs or have disabilities, because my sister has cerebral palsy, so I'm really comfortable around that. But I definitely would not work like NICU or anything like that. I wouldn't mind doing like labor and delivery, maternal services. That's what I originally wanted to do because I like little babies. But once they get like older, yeah, that's not really my thing. And I don't like to deal with sick babies because that just breaks my heart. So no. I work in the NICU and I'm going to school to become a nurse practitioner. Congratulations. What are your goals for the future? As of right now, my goal is to get back into school and get my bachelor's, and then hopefully find a job that I love to do but does not take all of my time. Do you want to charge or become a team leader? Do you want to do travel nursing, become a flight nurse, or go back to school? Yes, I do want to go back to school. Charge nursing, I wouldn't mind doing it. People charge on our floor all the time. I have not charged it just because I haven't been there long enough, but it doesn't really seem like a lot of work. You just gotta have to know what's going on with all the patients on your floor. You need to know, who's going out, how many beds you have open, stuff like that. So it's not like a big deal to be charged. A team leader, I wouldn't mind doing that as well. I would not do travel nursing just because I have a family and I don't want to be away from them that long, and that's not conducive to a marriage. And become a flight nurse, no girl, because I do not do planes. So the next question is, have you dealt with older nurses trying to bully you or be mean to you because you are a new grad, or do you know anyone who has dealt with this? Girl, they do that all the time. A lot of the older nurses that has been there for like a really long time do not like new grads. They do not like the fact that the director hired new grads, and I just kind of ignore them. No one has ever like said anything directly to me, but of course you hear everything and people talk. So no one has ever like specifically picked on me because I'm new, but I know that they don't like the fact that I'm working, especially in the ICU, and that I'm new, and I just ignore them. But I know a lot of people who have left our floor already due to the fact that older nurses are sometimes bitchy. And I mean, as long as they don't say nothing directly to me, I really don't care. But if they address me, then I will address them back accordingly. The next question was there anything you felt your school could have done to better prep you for life after nursing school? Yes, they could have done everything to prep me better. I feel like I know nothing coming out of nursing school. I feel like they don't teach us enough family communication. I feel like they don't teach us enough as far as medications. They don't teach us enough as how to think on your feet, especially if you're working in the ICU, how to put one issue, how to connect one like past medical history to current diagnosis. So I just think they didn't prepare me at all for life after nursing. To know the book stuff and like the causes behind this disease and signs and symptoms of it, but that's not all you need to know, and I felt like that's all they kind of prepped me for. So yeah, why did you decide to go to RN instead of your LVN first? I did not want to become an LVN first just because personally I felt like that would have been like a waste of money. LVNs kind of do the same thing as RNs, except they can't administer blood, they can't do initial assessments. So I just kind of felt like for me, I would rather just go straight in for my RN and get that out of the way versus being an LVN first. I mean, there's personally nothing wrong with being an LVN, but I just felt like why not go for it all? That's my kind of thinking. Were you a member of any black slash minority nursing groups. Nope. I have sister locks, a nose piercing. I funny wear it at work now. And tattoos. Any advice on? Okay, I have sister locks, a nose piercing, and tattoos. Any advice on hair and body art for sisters in school and in the workplace? Okay, as far as piercings and hair in school, I'm gonna say while you're in school, keep it simple, keep it plain. Don't give them any reason to kind of ding you for like your hair or your makeup or like piercings and tattoos. I covered up my tattoos while I was in school. I just wore long sleeves. I kept my hair a very basic color while I was in nursing school, and my makeup was very plain and very boring. Once I was an actual nurse and I was working on my own, and I realized that my job didn't really care about tattoos, I show them. I still have my tongue pierced. I didn't take that out for nursing school or work. There's girls with their nose pierced, hair, as long as it's professional looking and you're not coming looking ratchet. But there is a girl that works in the OR and her hair is like freaking purple and it fades down to green. So it just kind of all depends on what your hospital and your director is comfortable with. But once you're a nurse, I'll say be you, do you, rock you. And just make sure you don't do it in a distasteful way. Do you feel school took a toll on your family life? Did you work while in school? Yes, it took a toll. There was a lot of times where I would have to stay up late at night to get homework done. Or there was a lot of times where we couldn't like go out of town because I had to study and I had school. And I had tests coming up, and there was just a lot of stuff that I couldn't do for school. And no, I did not work while I was in school. I was offered a job, but I did not take it because my husband was like, you're already going crazy with just school. So trying to work and go to school and family would have been too much. So no, I was in a place where I actually didn't have to work and go to school. There were some people who did it. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. So it's doable, but it's just very hard to do. I live just outside of San Antonio. I understand you are somewhere in the vicinity. Did you run into any cultural issues of any kinds during rotations? No, me being black or whatever was never an issue anywhere. There's not many of us in my hospital, I will say that much. But I never ran into any issues around it. Trying to get myself back into shape other than round. I still have baby fat. My baby is 10, LOL. Girl, I say that too. I got a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old girl. It's just baby fat. Don't worry. Any advice on how to continue to eat better despite the crazy school and work schedule? It's very easy to grab something which may not always be great at the end. I would definitely say meal prep, which I have a hard time doing still. And then the days that you are off, just try to work out when you can. If you go to the cafeteria, try to pick something from like maybe the grill or like the salad bar versus going for like these specialties like enchiladas or something like that. But definitely for lunch, if you can, try to meal prep and then just try to cook dinner at home, something that you and your family will like. And it doesn't have to be the healthiest, but it doesn't have to be like fried foods as well. So yeah, that's my advice, because girl, I'm trying to figure that out too. I don't know. Do you have any suggestions on starting to study now aside from the 2 apps that you mentioned in your previous video? I know I need to brush up on my A&P. I would just say if you are not in nursing school already, then don't worry about it. There's nothing that you can do beforehand to prepare yourself for nursing school. If you are already in nursing school and you are trying to prepare for NCLEX, those 2 apps are definitely helpful, and that is the NCLEX Mastery and the ATI app. And also, if your school offers ATI, the ATI Live bring everything together at the end. And I would definitely say if you've been on break, like the Christmas break or whatever, definitely just brush up on like respiratory stuff and cardio stuff. Anything in those 2 areas will always put you in a better position for anything. If you're not in nursing school yet, don't worry about it until you get to nursing school. I got on some clogs the other day. Those jokers are not the business. How did you decide what equipment you wanted to bring with you for school? So, I did not wear clogs. I tried to wear clogs, and first of all, I have really fat feet, so they hurt the top of my foot. So I just wore tennis shoes. I wore Nikes. Now for work, I wear Nike Rochers. Those are the only shoes that I wear, and they are so hella comfortable. I just buy different ones and I wear them. So you just have to find something that is comfortable for your feet. A lot of people wear insoles. And equipment to bring to work, you definitely need a stethoscope is number one, pen light. And I'll also do a video on like what's in my nursing bag, and I'll show you guys everything that I take with me to work. So yeah, wait for that video, girl. Okay, knowing what you know now about school and about work, what would you advise your younger self, i.e. the you who contemplated nursing school? Okay, so I definitely would say not to give up so easy. When it's for me, school has never been an issue. School has never been something that I struggled with. School has always been something that came easy to me. And once I got into nursing school, that completely changed. Nursing school was very hard. It was very tough. It was very challenging. By far the hardest thing I ever did in my life. NCLEX was by far the hardest test I have ever set for in my life. And I would definitely just tell myself to be prepared. Do not get down on yourself for not being a straight A student. I was basically a straight B student. I think I only got A's in like 3 classes out of the whole year. So I consider myself a basic B student. Be okay with B's. Be okay with not being the best. And definitely know that being a nurse is not like Grey's Anatomy. A lot of people think that for some reason. It is hard work. It is challenging. You're going to have a lot of good days. You're going to have a lot of bad days. You just got to kind of cherish the good days more than the bad days. It is going to be some stuff you have to do that you don't want to do, and you have to do it anyways, because at the end of the day, you're here to save lives as far as working goes, and you have to talk to families. You have to be there when someone passes, but you're also there when someone gets better and they get to go home. But you just have to make sure you love what you do, and that every day you can help someone get better is just another blessed day for you. So that's what I would kind of tell my older self. The last question that I have is, thank you for sharing your experience as a new nurse. How were you blessed to have gotten a job right out of school? During clinicals, I actually finished my management, which was the last course we took. I finished my management clinicals in the ICU that I got hired at. So I was lucky blessed because that floor was getting a new director when I was finishing up my clinicals. So she had been watching me and kind of peeking in the rooms to see what I was doing, see if I was interested in what was going on, seeing if I was interactive with the patients, if I was asking questions, and I didn't even know any of this. So before my clinical rotation was over, she asked me for my information. She called me the day of NCLEX and wished me luck. And then she called me 2 days later once I got my results and asked me did I pass, and I told her yes. And then I interviewed the following week, and then I started working the week following. So I would definitely say clinicals, make sure you are very professional during clinicals. Make sure you're very interactive, even if it's something that you don't want to do or you don't see yourself working in that section. Like, I never wanted to work pediatrics, like on a pediatric floor with sick kids, but I made sure to still be very interactive and ask as many questions, get as much knowledge as I could before I was out in the real world on my own. So that's kind of how I got an ICU position straight out of school. It is very hard to get an ICU position, and it is very hard to get an ICU day position. And it was basically because I bust ass during clinicals, and I was in the right place at the right time. That's kind of how I got that. So that wraps up all my questions. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any more questions, or if you are thinking of questions that I didn't answer in this video, leave them below. Sorry that I'm so stuffy. My allergies are killing me. If you have any other comments, questions, or concerns, leave it below. And until the next video, I'll talk to you later. Bye.